At this point in time, you have Ghulam Nabi Azad, the estranged Congress leader, who has sent a legal notice to Jairam Ramesh for calling him a slave upon receiving Padma Bhushan award. Let's see what transpires there. What's the kind of legal action that Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad is mulling at? I want to cut across to my colleague Alvi in just a bit as well. But upon receiving Padma Bhushan award, there was a word that came from Congress leader Jairam Ramesh, and he had called Ghulam Nabi Azad a mere slave. Now, that remark did not go well with Mr. Azad, and he has sent a legal notice. Pallavi Ghosh with us on the broadcast to tell us more about the story. Pallavi, could you tell us more about this legal notice and what kind of action is being threatened, I must say, by Mr. Azad against Mr. Jairam Ramesh?
So this was a comment which has been made by Jairam Ramesh, and this especially happened during the Bharat Jodo Yatra when it was asked him about whether there would be ever an alliance with Ghulam Nabi Azad should the elections be held anytime soon in the valley. And at that point of time said that Ghulam is no longer Azad. He's actually become a slave or a Ghulam of the BJP, especially after he got the Padma award from the government. And it's on this ground that Ghulam Nabi Azad has sent a legal notice. Jairam Ramesh has been asked to pay up 2 crore rupees. Okay. Failing which further legal action will be taken against him.
So it's a civil defamation notice, Pallavi, that has been sent. 2 crore has been demanded from him. The politics around it, Ghulam Nabi Azad, his unceremonious exit from the Congress party, the kind of statements that he has issued in the past. Could you give us a bit more of political background to this entire story?
Well, he's been the leader of the so-called G23, which has been virtually disbanded now. He was the one who actually raised a flag of rebellion within the Congress Working Committee, making the point that elections must be well, that was kind of taken okay after a point of time. But when suddenly he decided to resign, and he wrote a very, very wrong letter. But in that letter, he was very scathing in his criticism, especially about Rahul Gandhi. That has not gone down well with the Congress. Though he's floated his own party in the valley and he's been hobnobbing there, but the Congress party still calls him the B team of the BJP, and therefore equations between the two are very, very acrimonious and bitter.
Very acrimonious and bitter. That's how the relationship can be described. Joining us on the broadcast is Mr. Rashid, Alvi of the Congress party. Sir, thank you so much for speaking with us. There's a notice that Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad has sent to Jairam Ramesh. How do you see this development, sir?
No, I do not know details in this regard. If he has sent any notice, so definitely he will go to the court also, and then court will decide what is wrong, what is right. I do not know exactly what was the reaction of Ghulam Nabi Saab, and he has passed his entire life in Congress party, and he was unhappy, left the party, now he has formed his own party. So I do not know exactly on what basis and what are the allegations, but if he's going to the court, then court will decide what is wrong and what is right.
Prima facie, it seems like a civil defamation suit, sir. The allegation is that Mr. Jairam Ramesh called him a slave after he received the Padma Bhushan, the Padma award, and that's why after that comment from Mr. Jairam Ramesh that called him a slave, this notice has been sent. But it clearly does not look good because he was a part of the Congress party for decades, that unceremonious exit that really happened, and now the war between a former Congress leader and Mr. Jairam Ramesh, who is very well within the Congress party right now.
Actually, I do not know whether Jairam Ramesh Saab has called him slave or what, but it is my considered opinion in politics. We should be very careful in this regard. There is two sentences in Urdu poetry, दुश्मनी जमकर करो, बस इतनी गुंजाइश रहे, जब कभी फिर दोस्त हो जाएं, तो शर्मिंदा ना हो. So we should be very careful in this regard. Exactly, I don't think Jairam Ramesh would have called him slave. So what is truth, I do not know exactly.
Well, sir, let's see if Mr. Jairam Ramesh offers some kind of explanation, or he will go ahead and contest this legal notice in a court of law. Mr. R.P. Singh is also joining us on the broadcast. Sir, thank you so much for speaking with us. You have Mr. Jairam Ramesh, who's been served a legal notice by Ghulam Nabi Azad because Mr. Azad was called a slave by Mr. Jairam Ramesh allegedly. How do you see these developments? The Congress party, we have Mr. Rashid Alvi as well, and he says that this is clearly something that shouldn't have happened.
Well, Mr. Jairam Ramesh is forgetting that he was Ghulam of Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad in the party hierarchy once, if you have to go by his analogy. But fact that this is a new law in Congress. I mean, there's a new DNA of the Congress where they can stoop to any level now, calling names, calling people Ghulam, because that's the mentality. You serve dynasty good enough. If you don't serve dynasty, then we'll call you by names. That's the DNA of the Congress, and that's very sad that a senior seasoned leader like Ghulam Nabi Azad is being treated like this by his earlier party.
Somewhere, sir, there are repeated allegations that this entire dissent within the Congress party is engineered by the BJP and the BJP is responsible for it. Would you like to respond to them?
Well, Mr. Azad is a free man. Mr. Azad is an independent man, and then he has taken his call, and he has written a detailed note and letter to Sonia Gandhi also why they recruited this. If I write him a 5-page letter which is written to Sonia Gandhi. And he has stated how he was feeling suffocated, how time was not allocated to him to meet. So you push a person to the wall, and then if person jumps, then you call him Ghulam. I mean, that's how the new genetic DNA of the Congress is.
Mr. R.P. Singh and Mr. Rashid Alvi, thank you, gentlemen, for speaking to us on the story and getting us your perspective. Let's now